What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are back after a long hiatus. I don't know when the last time y'all saw us, but we back. I gotta turn this hat. We lost last night, but I don't care. I'm still gonna wear my hat because apparently some of these Lynn Classical, I don't know who it is, but some of the Lynn Classical alums or whatever, I don't know. They mad at me for some reason. I don't know what I did to them, but they mad at me. Instead of celebrating their team getting the first win over the school in like 7 years, they're focusing their energy on me and some other folks.
What a great game, though. Good for the city. Good for the city.
Yeah, man, it's good for the city, good for the schools. I'm just glad we got a close Lynn Classical and English game because I can't tell you when the last one that actually came down to the wire like that. I don't know when the last one was, but last night, 5 in a row for Classical. 5 in a row, and you know I had some stuff to say about them after the Christmas tournament, and just like good teams do, they bounce back, they handle the criticism, and they are playing very, very good basketball. Shout out to the coaching staff and the players. They're really on a roll right now.
Yeah, since we did our preview with the Classical boys team, Coach Avery preached defense. He always does defense, and passion on that defensive end clearly on display last night. And I think as long as everything's done in moderation, I think the physicality, the tough shots, everything's good last night. Between Classical and English, everything was good. Coach Abro said, he loved it, the physicality and everything like that. So good for the city, good for everyone there. Hopefully people enjoyed watching the videos, reading about it. So congratulations, Classical.
Well, apparently they don't enjoy watching the videos because I'm biased when I'm doing my play-by-play. I was biased towards English the whole game last night. I really want to know what game that person was listening to, so I have to get a second opinion. I told somebody to go watch that game and let me know if I was biased. But Classical, last 3:26, they held Lynn English to 3 points. English went up 50. They went up like 55 to 49 or somewhere around there. Cam Rucker hit a big three to tie it up. English got a basket. Then Cam Rucker again made a play on the inbound. He just, lazy pass. The offensive player didn't go towards the ball. Cam Rucker went to the ball and got it. Found Deshaun Rucker, layup, and then Roki on the other end. He did a good job rotating on Denzel as on the game sealing block for the Rams. So that's definitely, you could just see by the celebration at the end of the game. That's like a win that they needed to just kind of like. For all the doubters to kind of like keep them quiet for a little bit, because everybody was saying you guys are winning these games, but let's see how you do against English, and they did fairly well.
Yeah, I think they listened to the outside noise, took it well, and it was kind of a tricky December, an up and down month for Classical, but winners of 5 straight, and now it's what's next.
Yeah, what's next? I believe they're on the road next.
Can you try to get it to 10, try to take on these programs home or away and just keep the momentum going and don't be satisfied. And I know Coach Avery and company, they're going to have that mindset instilled. So I'm excited. Yeah,
you got to capitalize on these. You don't have let down. Luckily, they're back on the court tomorrow. They're traveling to Revere. They played Revere a couple weeks ago at Salem State. They beat them. So they got that. Then they got Medford coming in. So all these games they got coming up are very winnable games for the Rams. So eager to see how they do and how this carries over. But yeah, it's a good moment, good time for them right now. They're definitely playing really well. Who we got? St. Mary's. They're still undefeated. They got another win last night. I put in the post I made last week, I think they're going to be favored in all their games the rest of the way. I don't see, looking at this schedule, I don't see anybody that's going to be favored against them. They got more experience, and I think they just look at the teams on that schedule. They just head and shoulders better than. So I think they're putting themselves to position themselves really well for the postseason.
Yeah, St. Mary's, I think, has everything you want in a good core program. They've got the veterans, they've got the young guys. Jake can shoot it as good as anyone in the city. They got the coaching, obviously, and the passion's there on both ends. They've shown an ability to win close games and also take care of business in the games that you should.
Yeah.
And we saw them win the Lynn tournament, which was great. And I'm looking forward to a deep run. I think St. Mary's boys and girls have what it takes to do that. So I'm dialed in.
Yeah, speaking of the girls, big game last night, and the sophomore Bella Olumi came up big down the stretch, hitting the go-ahead three-pointer late in the fourth quarter to get the 46-43 win against defending state champs Cathedral. These two teams, each time they meet, it literally always comes down to the wire. But that was a hell of a game for this St. Mary's team. They're really, they played a few ranked teams already, and they've been on the winning end of that.
Last night, Tuesday was the night of the comeback because St. Mary's down 18 in the third, took care of business. Classical girls were down 11 at halftime, took care of business, and I think the girls in Lynn are really skilled right now and very fun to watch. From Divine Egbuda with classical, from Mara Flores with English. Angelise Bingham, 1,000-point scorer now. Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
So I'm having a lot of fun just reporting on the girls and excited to see some tournament runs.
The classical girls still undefeated, or are they undefeated, or they got one loss? They have one loss?
They've got a couple.
I haven't been paying attention, but they're not on a winning streak right now. So also, the Lynn English girls, I think that last night was their third win in a row. They defeated Chelsea.
Yeah.
As you said, Amara had 35 points. Amara Flores. The game before that, her and Dede had an outstanding game against Everett. It seemed like everything came together for them, because usually the one game I went to, it was like the second half, the fourth quarter did them in, executed in the fourth quarter, and it's looking like now they're executing and closing out games properly, so that's good, because if they want to make the tournament, they gotta keep playing like they are playing right now. And
we've talked with Coach Sydney Brennan, who I think is doing a great job. Year 1 to year 2. You'd expect, some more execution and some more maturity, and I think the girls are buying into what Sydney's putting down. I love the culture there, and I just think it takes a minute for year 1, right? Last year, how to close a game, how not to lose a lead, stuff like that.
Right.
But now I think they're doing it, and the record's improving, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season.
They're playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of those girls on the team are playing with a lot of confidence. You could tell the way they're shooting the ball, shooting it with confidence and stuff. So they just got to continue that. You mentioned Angelise Bingham. Monday, she needed 27 points to get 1,000 points. She got exactly 27 points. It was a great night for her and her family, scoring 1,000 20 years after her father scored 1,000 points. So it's everything coming full circle. But it's good job on that for that young lady, and they got the win. The most important thing, they got the win. And they won last night over Kip. So things are rolling right now for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of other players contributing too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're 7-3. Love what Coach Wechsler is doing there. A lot of versatile scoring. Just if we can't get to a game, I enjoy talking to Caitlin. And so many things done well. Players are buying in. They're rebounding offensively and defensively, making plays, hustling. And she gives shout-outs to, it seems like a different player every night, which is what you want to see from a high school program. So glad to see what Tech's doing.
A lot of young players, too, are kind of getting that getting in the rotation. Players that didn't play last year much, so that's a good experience for that. On the opposite end, the boys, though, they dropped one to Lowell Catholic, a tough one on the road. The thing about the Lynn Tech boys team, they've been in a lot of the games. Every single one of the games that they've lost, they've been in it. It literally has come down to the fourth quarter on a lot of those games, or just entire second halves. So they still have yet to put together a full game. I think when they do that, they're really good. But right now, it's like they're putting together half games. So they got to put everything together. So, but you got to find a way to string together some wins now at this point in the season, because you don't want to end up having to maybe wait till the last couple games of the season to position yourself to possibly make the postseason.
Yeah, just about halfway through the season. it's frustrating if you're a Tech fan because you look at the record 2-7, and like you said, it could easily be 4-5, 5-4, 6-3, something like that. And like you said, it's just about being consistent all 4 quarters. Outplayed all 4 quarters last night, Tuesday night against Lowell Catholic. And when you talk to Coach Bingham, he'll just say we were either playing Lynn Tech basketball or we weren't. He loves defense, he loves hustle, and just some passion on both ends of the floor. So I think the culture's there. I think the foundation's there from what they've been doing the last few years, and I hope wins will come.
Yeah, same here. But they got some tough ones coming up too. They got, I believe they got a Greater Lawrence team coming in here next week, taking on them. That's gonna be a matchup. But if they can be able to pull that one out, that's gonna be definitely a big confidence booster for them. Kip Academy boys, man, they pulled one out against Saugus. They were down double digits. Chosky Pena, he scored 30 points. I think 20 of them came in the second half. Made the big play down the stretch. Kip has a couple signature wins already this season. One thing I say about Kip, they play hard. They play hard. They're not the biggest team, so their effort is always there, and that's why they have the record they have right now.
A quick shout out to Ryan Damian because he can shoot it.
Oh, the little guy.
As good as anyone.
Yeah, right.
And an energizer, too. I mean, they love watching him shoot it. Most of the time they go in. But Trotsky, man, watch just like his pace, his footwork. He slows the game down. He sets everything up. And I think he's very underrated. When you talk about the best players in the city, he's right in the conversation. He's right up there.
Yeah.
And obviously, we love what Moody does. And I root for Kip. I'm enjoying all of these teams playing, man.
He's definitely going to put them in a position for them to succeed and for them to produce on the court. That's what they've been doing. And they have a big one, too, coming up tomorrow. They have Greater Lawrence is coming in town tomorrow. That's going to be a big test for them. So I will be at that game. So I got to check that out to see how they look. But, yeah, it should be a good one tomorrow.
I'm looking at Monday's game. I think they've got Fenwick.
Is it at home or at Fenwick?
I'd have to look. I know it's earlier in the day.
Okay.
I don't want to say the wrong one, so.
Okay, on MLK Day.
Yeah.
It might be one of those 12 o'clock games.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go.
I'll look at their schedule. I'll look at that right now. As I ask you about the Patriots before we get out of here. Gerard Mayo out. Mike Vrabel in. What is your thoughts on that?
I love it. I don't want to sound basic or expected or anything, but I just hope a culture can come back. I'm not expecting, top seed in the AFC. I'm not expecting a deep tournament run, postseason run next year. I just want a culture, a foundation. I think he can do that with his players. I think under Gerard Mayo that was missing, in my opinion. And now, in my opinion, you got the coach, you got the quarterback, you got a couple defenders, especially Christian Gonzalez, who can really change a game. He's so effective. And I like the move. I know Johnson was, a lot of people, some offensive favored people wanted him.
Yeah.
He's certainly proved himself. I wouldn't have been mad with that. But happy with Vrabel, and I'm enjoying his entry interviews here. Yeah.
I'll say this about Mayo. Well, this is what I'll say about the whole, not Mayo in particular, but you never want to be the guy that replaces the legend. You don't want to be the first person to replace the legend. You want to be the person after the person that was hired after the legend is gone. So it was a raw deal for him. I mean, granted, I understand why he took the head coaching position because, like the state of African-American coaches, it's, there's not that many, but you want to take the opportunities when they come. And it just wasn't, he took it. It was not the best of circumstances he took it under, but he got the experience. So now he'll be a coordinator somewhere, and then when the time comes again for him to be a head coach, he'll learn from this and be a better head coach. But yeah, replacing Bill Belichick, you never want to replace the legend. Nothing goes well. Just like the coach that replaced Saban. There are some folks in Alabama want him out already, but that's.
And I mean no disrespect to Coach Mayo, because I think he had a good idea, and some things he did well. I would love to see him succeed. I think he'd do great at the college level. I really do. Or an assistant job and work his way back up. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, but I wish him well. I just don't know if this was the best fit with just between the players. And like you said, it's really hard to replace Bill Belichick.
And it was a hot mess, anyways. It was a hot mess. Everything, organization-wise and stuff-wise, it was just a hot mess. It was too much to fix in 1 year. So
Right.
you live and learn. But hopefully, Vrabel does a good job. Let's hope he does a good job.
Not everyone is as easygoing as the Celtics to watch.
But I mean, hey, we Celtics fans with each loss, they just lose their mind, and it's just like
Can't go 82-0.
right. But here's the thing about the Celtics, though. People keep complaining about them shooting threes and all that stuff. The numbers don't lie. When they don't put up a lot of threes, they don't win. So.
I might disagree with you.
No,
I don't love the threes, but I agree they're part of the game. You need them.
Well, it's part of their game. Like
I just think when you shoot 4 or 5 and they're not going in, take it to the basket, and
I mean,
that's what I would say.
realistically, but when you're getting wide open threes, you just can't turn them down.
That's true.
That's the problem. The difference between the Celtics and a lot of NBA teams, they get wide open threes. It's like they generate so many wide open shots. That's why they take so many. But the less threes they shoot, their winning percentage drops. So
Tatum's my MVP. I know. I know.
He ain't gonna get it, but he's having an MVP season.
Because he commits himself defensively. He goes up and gets rebounds. He does all the little things.
Yeah,
There's nothing he can't do.
Yeah, but he's not gonna get it because the media has already made him a villain for whatever reason. I don't know. They've already made him the guy they just don't like. But oh well. They got new articles out. If you didn't read the story by Mark about Lynn English, Lynn Classical, check that out. You got some stories coming out?
Yeah, we've actually got a football story tomorrow. Some coaches' awards came out this week. Read Mark's story about the classical English game. It was a good one that will be remembered, I think, for years to come. I know Mukala will remember it. And no, check it out. We'll get Player of the Week, Team of the Week, weekly roundups every night. So itemlive.com and the paper every day but Sunday.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're actually 2025. We're back here. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. And y'all need to leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Don't bother me.